Hello, my name is Ken Kogan with the BIM Guys, and today we're going to cover a little bit of how to use Autodesk ReCap. The screen you're looking at now is a thing called Autodesk ReCap Pro. What this does, it takes scans, laser scans, and blends them together, and then we have this model that we can work with. This model can be also brought into Navisworks, it can be brought into AutoCAD, and it can be brought into Revit. You can align the model, and then as you cut sections, you can see the dot matrix where it actually is in the model. So we're going to actually explore that a little bit now and see how it works. So let's go ahead and first of all, I'll just go ahead and take a look, zoom in a little bit. Now some of the controls I talked about in the previous model, which is getting around Navisworks, work here also. You roll the mouse in to zoom in, you roll the mouse out to zoom out. And when I say roll, I'm using the scroll button or the scroll in the middle of the mouse. Now, if I want to go left or right, I press down or squish the middle mouse button, left, right. To spin around, shift middle mouse button will spin you around. One of the nice things about using Autodesk products and staying on the same platform or the same manufacturer is they have similarities in how to get around. So these do, which makes it nice, whether you're in Revit, whether you're in AutoCAD, Navisworks, or ReCap. Those buttons all work similar. Now, as we look at this, you can see these matrix, and it's all kind of crazy. And I'm going to zoom on in, and I keep zooming in. At one point, we're going to bust into the building, and you can see here we are. You see a zillion little dots, and I'm going to go click somewhere, and shift middle mouse button, and you can see how we can kind of move around a bit. Now, shift middle mouse button. So we're way down low, and I still have to move up. These little dots that you see actually are tracking where everything is. Now, the guys went out and they put a scanner where this little globe is. That scanner shot a zillion little dots, and then they moved it again, shot it again, shot it again, shot it again. And then they weave these together, and it creates this massive dot matrix of points. And what that does is the laser knows exactly where everything is, and then they overlay pictures to make it pretty. So right now you're getting kind of a picture point look of what's happening. Now if you want to see something pretty, what you do is you click on the little globe. What this does, it incorporates the laser image and the 3D or 360 camera together. So now as I spin around, you'll notice that I can see what's actually happening. And I have this, first of all, this three-dimensional little camera, which looks great. You know, as you move around, you'll see some people where they were standing when they ran. You'll see blurred people that they were moving. You can see that's another orb over there. And as I move around, you can see some orbs over this way. So they're all around the building, and you can see them up. It's hard for you to see, but in the top right-hand corner, there is a graphic to see where you are. Now, as I move around, if you wanted to, let's say, do a dimension, the dimensions in Revit are actually quite easy to do. Notice I have the pipe up here, and I have this man here. Now, let's say I want to know how far those pipes are from the ground. So within this application, what we have these little tools. Now, I'm going to show you how to do this online in a moment. I just want to show you how we can utilize this tool. This is again called ReCap. What it does, it gives us the ability, if we're not on site, to quickly take measurements without actually being at that location. So let's give it a whirl. Now, as I'm standing here, you see I got this big old pipe right here. I want to know how high that pipe is off of the ground. I also want to know how high these are off the ground. So we've got this main line running through here. Let's see how high it is off the ground. So I'll fire up the distance command. There's a couple things we want to do. Number one is we want to lock to an ortho. We want to say lock to Z ortho. Now ortho, what it does if you're not familiar with CAD that much, it locks the X, Y, and Z axis. So this is pretty much straight up and down. So let's see how that works. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move up here. I'm going to touch on the pipe. You can see it rolling around the pipe. You see a little graphic. Now there is a pipe tool I'll show you in a moment, but as I roll around, at one point you'll see a little X or no smoking sign pop up. If Revit can't register a point, I keep saying Revit, I'm sorry, if ReCap cannot register a point, it gives you that little no smoking sign. It says I can't measure from here. But notice as I go underneath that pipe, ReCap says sure, I can run that. You pick once, click. Then you come down. Now you'll notice that my mouse moved pretty swiftly down and then it bottomed out. Notice the number, it's moving, boom, 11.3 and 7/8 or 6/8. And no matter where I move on the floor, it's measuring down to that floor. Now, the floors are uneven a little bit, so what you're starting to see is the dips in the floor. And that's a little crazy, but that's really what's happening. So I just pick maybe right here, click, and it says, okay, that is 11, 3 and 3/8. I always like to run 2 or 3 of them because sometimes you may not know it, but you're picking the deck below. See, I think I'm on the pipe, and I go click, and I come down. Like, man, what's that? 14. Wait, what? See, I didn't really grab the pipe, but I did actually hit the deck above. Now, at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the pipe again, come straight down, and you'll notice that I'm getting pretty much the same exact number as before. So I can do a couple of checks on this pipe. Now again, the pipe may also move a little bit because it may be a little little out. May be set to drain. So as you move down the pipe, you'll see different numbers. But again, so you'll see an 11, 3 and an eighth. Now this looks like it could be some type of pipe that has some drainage. Let's move up. Let's see over here. So it might be sloped to accommodate that. Looks like it's pretty level pipe. But it says I run along here, I'm getting all these same numbers. So we could pretty much say that pipe is 11 foot 3 and 3/8, 11 foot 3 and a half to the bottom of that pipe. So that is an easy way for us to find out how things are working in the building without actually going out there. Let's take a look at this guy over here. Now sometimes pipes are hard to get. I'm going to try this pipe snap. Now if I roll over the pipe, sometimes it'll pick it up. It'll notice that it's a pipe. Sometimes it won't. Sometimes it'll go, I don't know what that is. So I'll try right here. I pick on the pipe, and it's not picking it up as a pipe. Let's see. Nope. Okay, so we're going to use just a regular little Z thing on that. I roll it around the pipe. I kind of see where we are. And this one might be a little weird because I am coming at an angle a little bit. And I might actually be picking up something on the other side. So I'm roll around the pipe a little bit. So you get a marker on that pipe. Okay. Come on down. This is saying 9, 1 and 2/8. Hit it again. I might be picking it a little higher on the pipe. That's okay. Okay, 9, 2 and 3/8. So notice I am a little higher on the pipe here. So we can figure that pipe probably about 9, 1 to the bottom. Now to really get the, if you want to get dead on, you could run some guy out in the field real quick and he could probably give you the exact number. But by hitting those 3, we know we're in the ballpark if we're trying to run a duck past here. So that is how Revit, the measuring works. I'm going to hit the underside of this deck, and I come on down and hit the floor. You see it says 14.2 and looks like 3/4. So a quick way for us to get some information here. Now there's 2 different heights on this deck depending on where you're standing in the building. That's why this number is different from some of the other numbers you may have seen in some of the graphics. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and take a look at ReCap Pro online. So this is ReCap Pro. If you're using Autodesk products, you have a subscription to AutoCAD, you have ReCap Pro. If you have a subscription to Revit, you have ReCap Pro. You may not have loaded it. You can pop the DVD back in or check your, nowadays everything is on the desktop through the Autodesk subscription app tool, and you can then run and load ReCap. Now, I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. Now, I will mention a few things here. You can save the information. We'll save these numbers. I'll hit don't save and it will forget those numbers there. Now, I've created a file and uploaded it, and it's located at this location. Now, you don't have to try to remember all these numbers because I'm going to put it in the email, and you can just cut and paste it. I'm going to take that, and I'm going to cut and paste it here, and Revit will then, excuse me, I keep saying Revit. ReCap will actually run online. Now it's not that stable, let me mention that. So you may crash it once or twice, but you can go in there and grab some measurements, and when it blows up, just click on that shortcut again, or if you cut and paste it again, and you should be good to go. Now what's happening is the first time it downloads it, it's loading all these scans into memory. There's a lot of data, so it may take a moment to pull the stuff down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video for a moment, and then when it loads up, we'll come back. Okay, I don't even know if it paused or not, but right after I paused it, it came back in. So here it is. Here is the model. You can see again the orbs where the scans were taken. Depending on what's needed, you can see in the open areas they did them less frequently because there's not really much going on out here. And in the more dense areas, they ran more scans. And that's kind of a typical way these things are done. Now, if I come over here and just click on this orb, I go right to it. Pew! So here we go. Now it's loading the data, so that may take a moment to bring it in, but that orb or that dot will then come alive. You can see the scene coming up now. So we'll give it a moment, and here we go. Now, as I mentioned before, when we were in Navisworks, sometimes you got to adjust some of the settings. Same with this. Now here we are. Now I'm going to hold some of the buttons down, like Shift, middle mouse button, and I'm spinning around. Here we are. You can see around the building again. So if we're trying to figure out the height of something or where something is, we can actually do that. So as we move looking around. So kind of a nifty little feature here. Let's go ahead and move that around. Now you'll notice that this one's in meters, so we have to make an adjustment. There's a little house right here. If you roll over the house, what you're going to see is a settings button. Underneath it, you see the little M that says you're running meters. We come over here, I'm going to go feet and inches. Now this is a very simplistic version of ReCap, but what it does, it gives you the ability to look around, kind of turn layers on and off, and zoom in and zoom out. And if you do a couple other things here, now this is just kind of yelling out saying you like the software. So it's a very simplified version, but notice if you're at home or if you're working, that went just bombed out on me. So we'll try that again. So if you're working somewhere and you need to take a look at this stuff, you can utilize this tool. Now, as I mentioned, it is a little, sometimes it does squirrel out. Now, it did have this stuff loaded in memory, so notice it actually pulled it up quick. Now, I'm running Chrome here. Chrome seems to run it pretty well. I've tried it also with Microsoft version. I think it's Edge now. Both of them seem to hang up now and then. So I'm going to spin this thing around and throw a measurement and just show you how it works. Whoop, didn't like that. Let's try it again. Go back to that guy. And it could be a video driver on my machine as far as I know. I'm going to try to spin this thing around a little bit. Alright, so it didn't like that at all. Alrighty, one more time. And then we'll leave it where it is if we need to just do the measurements. I'm not sure. I'll try it on another machine tomorrow, see if it's my machine or not. Okay, so let's say we need to do a measurement. We want to know from that deck right there to the floor, or from the bottom of that beam to the floor. So what we do is we come down here and you see a measurement tool. Notice not as many options as before. So hit the measurement tool. Over here, see it says X. We're going to go Y again. That's going to be the kind of the good thing. Now if you want to run face to face, you can actually do that. Didn't talk much about that, but you want to use freeform on that one. That's surface to surface. Let's do a Z one first. So I'll come up here and I'll pick, let's say, the deck. See, I'm kind of hovering over it, so I pick it, and I come straight down, and I pick it again. Now you see it starts to bottom out again. Now what we're doing here is it's actually, try that again. Click it. Alright, and we're going to go click on that one. So click here, come on down, and click. And you'll see it's kind of bottoming out at that same number. So it puts it in. Now, we adjusted the settings earlier. Let's go ahead and hit that again. Settings, I'll set it with feet and inches. So that's 14'4". Again, as I mentioned, I'm going to run a couple of them because I'm not sure if I'm hitting the right thing. But you notice again, I'm at 14. Let's see if that's something different. So again, hit it a few times and then make sure you're hitting somewhere on the floor. So we can come in here and get a measurement if you're not in there. Now come down the side of maybe this beam, and I'll try to pick it. Now, if you can, use the ReCap that came along with your AutoCAD or Revit. It's a lot more robust, but in a pinch, you can use this tool. If you say, well, I'm not an AutoCAD person, I don't have any of these features, and, well, try this out. As you saw, that kind of crashed on me a whole bunch there. I will attempt to try Edge. We'll see if we can get that to fire up. There's the ReCap. Let's see if it comes up. So now we're back up. I'm running Microsoft Edge now, and we'll see how this one works. Now again, we have all the scans. They're noted here. They're off the screen, but they list them in order, or you just pick on the little orb, and it should then load the scene. And here it comes. As the scene comes up, I will again try to spin this thing around. Let's see if it crashes. I'm going to hold the shift middle mouse button down, and it spins around. Whoop! Nope, blew it out again. So as you can see here, it looks like that software does have a few issues, at least with my computer. So but that's how it works. And if you want to look around a little bit, I know I've had some better luck with it before. And today just doesn't want to play. So you saw how the measurement works. You saw the settings are. So hopefully you have the ability to use it and it works on your machine. If you have any questions or comments, you can contact us online at TheBIMguys.com. And my name's Ken Colgan. I hope you enjoyed the video.